Guys, I'm back, and today we're going to talk about how to cut a bevel specifically on a 2x4 using a portable circular saw. All right, we've already cut a normal cross cut, we've cut a miter. Now we're going to cut a bevel, and a bevel is different. This is a miter cut. A bevel is going to go the opposite direction. It's going to cut through the stock in this direction. So I'm going to show you how we go about that. So in this particular case, we're going to cut our bevel 30 inches long. So before we get started, we're going to cut our bevel 30 inches long, and we're going to tilt the base of our portable circular saw at 45 degrees. It's a very common cut that you make, a 45-degree bevel or a 22.5-degree bevel. In this case, we're going to tilt it 45 degrees. The first thing you want to do is make sure the depth is all the way down. You want to make sure your saw is unplugged. Make sure that the depth is all the way down, okay? Now we're going to tilt the base of the saw using the adjustable knob here. We're going to use the gradient here on the tilting table, and we're going to adjust it to 45 degrees, like so. And we're going to lock it into place. Now we've created a 45-degree angle from the table base to the saw blade. So if I pull up the retractable guard, you can see that the base of our saw is going to cut through our stock at a 45-degree bevel. All right, so again, we're going to have a long point, and on the other side, we're going to have a short point. We always set it to the long point is up when we're cutting a bevel for the most part. In this case, we're going to cut it 30 inches, and I'm going to cut it square across from the face of the board. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to get my carpenter's pencil out, I'm going to hook my board on, and make sure the end of my board is square again, which we've already checked. After we make sure it's square, we hook our tape on the end. Now in this case, I'm going to cut it square across so I can really mark the board anywhere I want. I'm going to come over here, I'm going to mark 30 inches, I'm going to put my crow's foot. So it could be 30 inches. If it looks something like that, would be a crow's foot or a check mark. But you're making sure you make a pencil mark with a point to it. Then you're going to take your square. I'm using a speed square at this time. I'm going to square across. Using my carpenter's pencil, I'm going to make a mark. I'm going to make sure my square is tight against my 2x4. So I'm making a 90-degree angle. Now I'm going to take my circular saw. I'm going to make sure my saw horses are close enough together. I'm braced really well. If the saw kicks back, it's not going to get me. This is a more difficult cut to make. We're going to try to cut it so that we have, this is going to be the waist side of our line. So we're going to try to cut it so that we have just barely a black line left. Again, this will be the waist side because of our saw curve. We wouldn't want to cut it on this side of the line because it would make our board too short. So we're going to get it started before we run into the stock again. We're going to hold firmly. We're going to make sure we're not going to get a kickback. So when we're done, it'll look like so. Now in this case, this is why I always carry my rasp. I can clean the edge up if I need to. It has those little fuzzies on it. And when I clean the edge up, you can see that barely just the black lines left. The cut's accurate at 30 inches. And that's the long point of the bevel. This would be the short point of the bevel, or again, the toe and the heel of the cut. Okay? So there we just demonstrated how to create a bevel on a 2x4 utilizing a portable circular saw.